Hello, everyone. Mackie here. And as you can see, we are 25 glorious days away from this year's World Championships in China. And no, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a Chase in China episode, although I can just make this everything that's going on right now is probably going to be making a Chase in China episode by itself because it is Friday, September 19th at 1:09 p.m. at the time of recording. And sadly, unfortunately for me, there's no league matches. I know, painfully obvious. LEC decided to have a week break. Thank you, Riot, for your absolute mismanagement. LTA is coming up tomorrow. LPL and LCK is going to be also tomorrow, of course. So a lot of things going to happen the day after I recorded this and uploaded this video. In fact, I have everything prepared. Of course, I got a little thing called the Road to Worlds, which is a revision of all the team's journey and me talking about it in the most narrative way. I have the rankings, of course, ranking my 17 teams, but that'll be on the back burner later on. Of course, we have the capture in China and the World's Death Note, which is going to be added a couple of more as the weekend progress. But today, we're not going to talk about all of that. We're not going to talk about League or Worlds or anything like that. Today, it is time for me to bring back an old friend. Or actually, several of my friends. Welcome, one and all, to the return of Flock of News Friday. I know, it's been, not as popular as many people think, but for me personally, it has been like the most constant resource of me discussing all the news that's going on with the Sheep esports articles, and bringing it back. It's just so beautiful. It's just absolutely so beautiful. And I am going to kick off with a beautiful announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you all notice there is there's a big headline. And oh, by the way, there's a really big headline on the world of esports in terms of League of Legends that Chinese superstar G.E.M is going to perform the 2025 Anthem. Who the frick is Jen? I don't know. And let's be honest, China's, music is not in my face. I'm not criticizing her. I'm just saying, got no idea who she is. I know, like, Linkin Park, who performed the anthem last year, to the mixed views of many people. Lil Nas did this song, of course, when he was back in 2022. So, I think, Riot decided to go more local in most cases, which is fine because this tournament is in China. She's a Chinese artist. It makes sense from the financial situation and from the locality, of course. So I think she'll do well. And of course, the anthem will be released on October 10th, which is about a month from now. You're probably gonna. I hope I might get a reaction out of this. But that is not the thing I'm going to talk about. No, we're not going to talk about artists and anything. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is my headline. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you're wondering why this is a big headline. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at one of my videos, I made a video a couple of months ago, or like a year ago, talking about make LOL esports great again. Now, unfortunately, if you look at the viewership and all that stuff, it panned. Let's just see. It went loading. Well, 42 views and about a 2.3 rush time, which means it's okay. It's a decent video, of course. It did not, have a big attraction and all that stuff. And it went down because, attention spans are not that strong. But that was just me trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing and trying to feel like, am I going to do sports? I'm going to do League of Legends and all that stuff. And thankfully, with time and with a lot of effort and a lot of work, I managed to decided stick to what works, unlike Ruben Amarin can just fix the system, of course, but just stick to what works and ride it from here. And thank God I stick to League of Legends, and thank God I managed to do it because of your support and my League of Legends knowledge. We have 35 subscribers. So thank you everybody for subscribing to this channel, and I hope you will engage and do all kind of stuff. Like, comment, subscribe to this video, and all that jazz. Wait, Akeem, where's the video? Okay, so the question, Akeem, is why is this important? Because of the thumbnail that I have. Now you notice this thumbnail that I have is you know, the image of the brand new Summoners Cup, the Summoners Cup that has been structured by Tiffany and Co. Do you know the trophy? Do you know the U.S. Open trophy that has been awarded to Irina Sabalenka and Carlos Alcaraz? That was Tiffany and Co. The Super Bowl trophies? That was Tiffany and Co. Basically, it's an American jewelry company that makes some pretty decent trophies. And sadly, it was it did not go well. It did not go well. And Monte Cristo put in his 2 cents, of course, in the 2022. It said, "I love the idea, but hate the execution. The concept of the 5 sides is great, but the design really lacks character." So it just basically said you're taking something that is precious and old and being sacred and being unique and being ancient for years, the trophy that has meant so much to League of Legends, and decided to do this to modernize it. Now, the idea is great. Monte Cristo said it. It was cool with the 5 sides and all kinds of stuff, but it just feels a little off. And to put this weirdly, that trophy culminates with DRX winning the whole thing in 2022, one of the greatest Worlds upset of all time, and that finally win a trophy and culminate his incredible story of his incredible journey from not being Faker's understudy and being Faker's, shadow to rise up and even beating them. And of course, T1 went on to win 2 more of these later on. So at least that trophy have a little bit of history. It has some decent history, and it's fine. The only 3 years I remember about this trophy is DRX incredible upset and T1 winning incredibly, and of course 2024, the last year, was Faker being absolutely god in those last 2 games to wrestle the trophy back to BLG. Now, and let's be honest here, this trophy just doesn't feel great. Come on, people. You're telling me this trophy right here is better than this? The trophy that's been lifted by Taipei Assassins, T1 a couple of times, Samsung Galaxy, Samsung White, IG, of course, a couple of times. Actually, one time. EDG, FPX. This is a trophy that is so sacred, so immortal, that changing it just a little bit is going to irate so many fans. So many fans. And when you mess up with tradition, oh boy, it's not going to sit well. It's like you're taking college football games from America to the Europe, or in this case, Wembley Stadium. Like English people have no clue about college football in sense. And that is just taking tradition that you created a couple of times and just put it in somewhere else. And this is what happens when you allowed suits like Riot and all the business people to take care of the decisions, which probably, as of me, did not sit well. And the Summoners Cup is the esports equivalent to the Stanley Cup. Let me just look at the Stanley Cup. See here, loading. Little bit of freeze frame. There it is. Oh, such beauty. And no, we're not talking about these Stanley Cups of your drinkable handle cup. No. We're not talking about those. Just ignore these images. No. We're talking about the one, the only, the Stanley Cup. One of the most precious trophies in all of them. Yeah, just ignore these cups, please. Just ignore these cups. Look at the cup. Look at this beauty. By the way, the Florida Panthers won this cup 2 times. The Islanders a couple of times. Montreal Canadiens, New Jersey Red Devils, Stars, Red Wings, Avalanche. These teams won the cup. But the most important thing about this trophy is the history and uniqueness of it. And what makes this trophy so special is that the winning team's trophy is being carried everywhere around the world. Everywhere. It's being drinked upon, pissed on, and in the case of the Islanders a couple of years ago, way back when, is being carried by their friends and families and all kinds of stuff. And it's a sacred historical trophy. It has all the names of some of the greats to ever lift the trophy. In rung after rung after rung, it is the hardest over the trophy to win. It's why many fans are saying, "We want the cup! We want the cup!" So many years during Stanley Cup playoffs. And trust me, listen, I don't watch like NHL regular season the same way I watch like League of Legends regular season sometimes. But when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs and the Stanley Cup finals in general, that is something I watch because of the history of the teams that won it, and your names will be forever etched in this trophy for years to come. Even when you're like passed off or something, you're gonna be in that trophy forever until the sands of time and all kind of stuff. And if you alternate that trophy, if you just change the Stanley Cup to just a little bit to make it modernize itself, I'll tell you what, if you think League of Legends fans will be mad if you change the Summoners Cup just a little bit, NHL fans will riot. And I mean riot. A la Vancouver 2011. They would riot if you make a little change to the Stanley Cup. So I don't think, listen, I think, they decided that, hey, the Stanley Cup will stay as it is. It is fine. It's cool. And at least it didn't change much. The Larry O'Brien Trophy, which is the NBA trophy, of course, it's been named after the former commissioner, Larry O'Brien. And it's been, changed a little bit. They have some different trophies, of course. That is your Eastern Western Conference Finals, the MVP, and the Finals MVP, of course. But the Larry O'Brien Trophy is a bigger trophy. And the trophy has been modernized, of course, with a little bit of basketball netting kind of design, of course, in it, little stitching, of course. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's the same trophy, and then back then, of course, they had like a big, square plate, of course, and then they changed it around to like a circle, of course, but it's still the same Larry O'Brien trophy. It still had the history, of course. It had the Lakers winning it, and the Bulls dynasty, and the Warriors dynasty, and of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder wins it, and Celtics, and all those kind of jazz. But it's a traditional trophy. And it's the same thing with the World Cup. It's the same thing with the Lombardi Trophy. It's the same thing with every single trophy that has been historically passed down from team to team, from coach to coach, from generation to generation, from owner to owner. It's a sacred trophy. It is a sacred trophy that has been admired and talked about for years. And you don't have to know NBA or know anything like that. Just seeing the trophy just feels like, wow, okay, that is the NBA championship. And and of course, that is the Stanley Cup. So you guys pretty much know that right off the bat. And for the League of Legends people, and Riot in particular, to take the most sacred trophy in all of esports, next to the Ages, of course, the International. By the way, shout out Team Falcons for winning the International, by the way. Just wanted to make that. And of course, I Am Cologne. If you're trying to change the entire trophy into trying to modernize yourself, it's gonna feel flat. It's going to feel flat by the community. And yes, the fact that it managed to last 3 years, it's surprising to me. I mean, let's be honest, that trophy should have been tanked after DRX winning the whole thing. But the fact it lasted that long for 3 years, it's admirable, I guess. But wiser heads have finally prevailed. And probably for the only time this year, right, it finally made sense and realized this is the 15th year of League of Legends Worlds. And what are we doing? Trying to use this trophy for this year's Worlds, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So they grabbed the Worlds trophy, tell Tiffany and Co. to shove it, burn it down, eat all the ashes, and decided to rebrand the Summoners Cup into something old, but something new at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to watch that beauty live. Whew.
15 years ago, League East.
Hold up. Let's just rewind. You just saw part of the trophy, okay, go back. Oh, wait, go back, Akeem. Go back. I know this is a small tease. This is just a small tease, ladies and gentlemen, but this is a brand new Summoners Cup. Holy Jesus, it looks beautiful. And I think David Shynock said it, of course, in his short. And I hope it's gonna be a little bit light because, of course, when IG kind of won it, of course, a little bit ago, it's kind of like it's a big weight. It's like, yeah, 5 players winning it, but it's a absolute heavyweight. And, remember, you are dealing with like esports players for like 20, 30 years old. They don't, go to the gym as much. I'm not saying that, but they don't go to the gym as much. They always play esports and all kind of stuff. So they don't like lift in weights and all kind of stuff, unless you like, do it in your off time and your mental health and all kind of stuff. So this is a brand new Summoners Cup, and hopefully it's lighter. But oh my goodness, it's so damn good to have it back. So damn good to have this back and to have this motorized. And it's so beauty. And I think David said it right. Please, for the love of all holy, make it permanent. Make it permanent. Make it historical like the Stanley Cup. Just please. Now let's just have one of those riot airheads speak about it.
15 years ago, League Esports began a journey that helped shape the future of competitive gaming. Today, as we celebrate this milestone, we honor the legacy built by the players, teams, and unforgettable moments that shaped our sport. At the heart of that history stands the Summoners Cup.
Yeah. That is a beauty. Just ignore the asshole Queen Scully. Just look at this baby. Oh man. Listen, I want that as a replica. I want that trophy as a replica. Now, listen, I said a lot of ill will to Riot, so maybe I won't get it, but I want someone who is a creative designer to get a replica of this trophy. Just trying to like a hard replica, not the same thing, but get a replica of this trophy and just have it in my house. And I just wanted to bait with it, do stuff in it. I just think of all the dirty minds and just love it and cradle it in my bed and just feel like I'm being a world champion. That'll be cool. It will not happen, but I wish that would happen. So if anybody creative enough, just send me down to the description below or send it onto the comments and let's see. Okay. Sorry, Chris Greeley. I just interrupt your crap talking, or of course, I'll let you continue.
The ultimate prize for the best League of Legends team in the world. For our 15-year anniversary, we're bringing back the classic look of the cup with a refreshed design that bridges our past and our future. The third edition of the Summoners Cup maintains the iconic silhouette that fans know and love, while introducing modern details that reflect the evolution of our sport. We've also reduced its weight by nearly half, making it safe.
Yeah, that's the thing I talked about. Like, yeah, have the weight, so that means all the players will lift the trophy, not like all at once, which is cool.
And easier to lift on the biggest stage. And continuing a tradition set in recent years, the trophy will stand on an updated base engraved with the names of every world champion. 14.
Whew, yes, ma'am. See what I tell you? It's like the Stanley Cup. You gotta treat this trophy now, right? Like the Stanley Cup. And you're engraving the names and all kind of stuff. Gotta treat it like it is. Treat it like a Stanley Cup. And if all the names are filled out, you can just remove them and put in like, I don't know, one of your Hall of Fames and just recreate it again. That's cool. Just treat it like a Stanley Cup, I said.
Teams and counting. It'll be delivered to the arena on finals day by Mercedes-Benz as the official automotive partner of League Esports. We are deeply grateful to Tiffany & Co. for their exceptional craftsmanship on the second edition of the Summoners Cup and are proud to see their timeless design work continue in League Esports with the LPL Dragon Trophy.
Of course, they already designed that as well, and that Dragon Trophy is cool. I mean, the LPL Trophy is cool, so I'll give Tiffany Co. that, but the Worlds Trophy is just meh on my part.
The Summoners Cup is more than a trophy. It represents the pinnacle of competition and is a symbol of excellence, of history, and of the shared passion that has defined our community for 15 years. We hope that this third edition is a fitting tribute to the champions who have lifted it before and to all those who will lift it in the years to come. This year's celebration extends beyond the Summoners Cup to one of the most anticipated moments of every season, the Worlds Anthem. We're honored to have G.E.M, one of China's biggest artists, bring her voice to this year's anthem.
Yeah, I already mentioned that there going to be some more information, of course, as I read, of course, but as you mentioned, G.E.M's going to do the anthem. So, don't know about her, but hey, we're going to give her some space and see how she cooked. Hopefully it'll be better than I don't know, last year, I guess.
adding a powerful and global dimension to our anniversary. The World's music video will be the centerpiece of our 15-year celebration, guiding fans through the unforgettable moments, the legendary players, and the iconic teams that have defined League esports since 2011. This year's story pays tribute to the pros whose journeys built the foundation of our sport, each chapter a vital piece of our shared history. Oh, and heads up, this year's video has more Easter eggs than ever before. Keep your eyes sharp. You won't want to miss them.
And I can't remember to say this, but I'm gonna watch the video. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna watch a Riot Games Worlds video. Gotta stay tuned for that one. Oh, I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. I'll see if I can find the Easter eggs, but I hope the video will be good. Please let it be good.
The celebration will reach its peak on finals day with our opening ceremony.
Of course.
Alongside G.E.M, this year's performance will feature acclaimed artist Anima.
Yeah, for those who don't know, by the way, and I'm gonna pause a little bit. I like his songs. I think my favorite song is Aura, of course, with him. And I play a little bit. He plays some progressive house music, of course. I kind of like in and out of his songs, of course. But I know this artist. He's a great artist. He's played some great music, some like funky, techno music, and some progressive house, of course. So he's good. I think Anyama is good. I know him, so he's a good artist. Okay, fine.
Chrissy Costanza,
no clue.
and Taya in Chengdu.
Still no clue. I got like one of the three artists I know. So okay, fine.
It's a show built to celebrate League of Legends, blending iconic music, rich storytelling, and stunning visual effects in a way that only a Worlds final can deliver. In patch 2520, we're bringing back two iconic championship teams with new elite chromas for the 2018 Invictus.
Ooh. And in case you haven't noticed, let me just pause again and just saying, for anybody who don't know, David have a video saying which of his best 80 carry skins for each Worlds, of course. And he have like IG Kaiser, that's number 2. Again, not knocking the guy, his opinion, of course. But come on, guys. Let's be honest. Everybody's playing IG Kaiser in one point. Every single one is playing the Jackie Love IG Kaiser skin, of course, in most of your life. Trust me. You don't need like a brain to even know that everybody's playing that skin. And they decided to like, oh, let's just revamp the whole thing. Like, whoo, that'd be fun. This would be cool.
Gaming and 2017 Samsung Galaxy World Winter Skins. Starting in 2019, World Winter Skins have launched with chromas, and now we're catching up by adding them to the earlier championship lines, rolling them out around Worlds each year as part of our anniversary celebrations.
Of course.
This year, the focus is on China, where IG became the first LPL team to win Worlds, and Samsung Galaxy secured an unforgettable 2017 victory in the Bird's Nest in Beijing. It's a fitting tribute, as IG recently reunited members of their championship roster, while Gen G, Samsung Galaxy's successor, continued.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You actually mentioned about Gen G and Samsung White! You actually mentioned about the history! Incredible! Listen, here's the kicker right now. Let me just tell you something. Like, people are kind of like confused of like, okay, are we gonna distinguish, Gen G success different from like Samsung Galaxy success? No! Hell no! Hell to the frick no! You have to recognize Samsung White and Samsung Blue and Samsung Galaxy success the same way you do Gen G. Like Mad Lion success is the same success as Koi. Like, when Koi won it, you don't have to say, like, oh, Koi won their first championship. No, you say, like, oh, they won, like, their X amount of trophies, the same way Mad Lions won it. So, for them to, like, inherit the same history as, inherit the Samsung teams in the same way as, like, the Gen G teams, they actually combined that. Unbelievable. They actually figured it out. My goodness, it took you damn long for that to happen. Continue.
Continues to dominate, winning their second straight MSI and entering Worlds as one of the favorites to lift the Summoners Cup.
I don't know, man. After losing to Casey Ross, all people, I think we need to, like, recheck that. But I have Gen G pretty much number 1 in my rankings until proven otherwise. Unless, you just wanted T1 to win again. Just saying. I'm just saying.
These new chromas will hit PBE in just a few days. That's it from me. As we mark 15 years with the return of the Classic Summoners Cup, a special Worlds Anthem, and a music video that celebrates our history. We look ahead to the next 15 years of competition, innovation, and unforgettable memories yet to come.
Okay, that is all that jazz. So let's just tell you something. Woo! Woo! First of all, World's Trophy, beautiful. Beautiful. It is something old and something new. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it has the names, of course, with all the trophies and all kinds of stuff. It's incredible. It's incredible. The trophy is incredible and all kinds of stuff. And I cannot wait to see which team will lift that trophy, of course, come the end of Worlds. And that'll be incredible stuff. And maybe I'll probably find that. Maybe I'll use that as my thumbnail, of course. I wanted to use a sheep as my thumbnail, but because we are celebrating the 15 years of Worlds, and of course I have some shorts talking about some small narratives about the teams, of course. It, thank you all for like watching the shorts, of course. I got 12 more in my pack, of course, and it'll be coming like almost every day because I didn't do it, of course, one time. So I'll be doing every day within the 14-day stretch before Worlds. But to have the history of the Summoners Cup is the most important thing ever, and to keep the history, to rebrand it, and to refurbish this whole thing is cool. Now, of course, as we all know, they have the artists. You got Anemia, who all know it, Chrissy Costanze, who, oh my god, she sang the voice of Legends Never Die. The freak! And of course, she did Final Fantasy and Genshin's Impact, which your boy played Genshin's Impact, and Hanaka Star Rail, of course, and Marvel Rivals. So okay, sure, right. Anima, progressive artist guy, G.E.M, of course, the artist, and Taya, who did the 2023 viral hit "Who the Hell is Edgar" with Selena. And all of these artists will be playing at the Chengdu's Long Lake Sports Park Indoor Gymnasium, which it's not as big as like the sports stadium and all kind of stuff, but hey, it's esports. We gotta cut cars and all kind of stuff. So this is the brand new trophy. This is something beautiful and something incredible. And yeah, I have to say, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to say, man, it's goddamn beautiful. Welcome back, man. Welcome back, man. I miss you, man. I miss you so much. I damn miss you so much. And the teams are missing you so much. And I can't wait for like everybody saying we want the cup. Not that Stanley Cup, son, but I mean, we want the cup is incredible. And of course, they talk about the Chromas, of course, with Invictus Gaming and Samsung Galaxy, of course, the teams that actually won the trophies. IG becoming the first Chinese team ever. The Crownless are finally king, like Captain Flower said it. And some Samsung Galaxy all hailed all like I'm trying to like be since this is the anniversary. I'm trying to like get the iconic voices from all the casters. I think Freak said it. All hail the new kings. 2017 Samsung Galaxy team that won it, of course. The Honest Sensor, and they actually mentioned that Samsung Galaxy's legacy is now being attached to Gen G and all kinds of stuff, which is cool. They actually recognize it. This is great. This is absolutely great. So that is just all the things you know. Summoners Cup is back. We got the purposes who doing the anthem. The music video is coming up with all the Easter eggs and to celebrate all the worlds. Okay, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff and all kind of stuff. So yeah, that is just 30 minutes talking about the brilliance of the cup, talking about the legacy, trying to modernize it and all kind of stuff, and realizing, yeah, Riot, modernizing is not a great idea. Can we just bring the cup back and just modernize it just a bit? And it did. And I hope they keep it. For good. Now, we got some other news to talk about. I want to talk about like Vivokin Shine in the LTA Split 3 Awards, but that's just not it. Let's just talk about the LGC Ryzen, of course, the tournament that I mentioned about in my shorts. Now, of course, I am recording this, so the results are kind of like skewed. So G2 Hell, one of the best teams in all of League of Legends, are now top. Blue Otter EMEA, who of course bought a slot, who bought the Nexus Reapers, of course, are going to be playing. For those who know, Blue Otter is one of the most established Tier 2 NA League of Legends teams ever. And for them to like come here and just play the LGC is really cool. And then Gallant's Pearl, Zarans, SK Avarosa, love the Avarosa name, love it. Kind of like a little League of Legends tour. Solary Academia and Ryzen Bees. Now, one of the teams, Eterna, have a player that have some travel experience with partnership. And you know what? FlyQuest decided to swoop in and just like, hey, you know what? We're gonna help you. We're gonna help you with all the transfers, of course. And yeah, so FlyQuest is supporting Eternal, EMEA Games Rise and Run. We're excited that what the team will accomplish, of course. Their next game will be playing in 2 days' time as PST. Huh. Amazing. Amazing. Now, this is now why is this disappointing? Why is disappointing? Why does a League of Legends team decided to help out the women's team? I mean, let's be honest. Like last night, you saw Asia Wilson absolutely go off and just the Aces just eliminate the Seattle Storm, and it's great, like a lot of NBA influencers, all the watching, all kind of stuff. But in League of Legends terms, it's not great. And I mentioned this before, of course, in my shorts, of course, and in my video, that women's sports, it's not getting much recognition from so many people, including, of course, the other big organizations, and including most casters. Now, sadly, I didn't get to watch all the games, but I encourage all the people to just watch, support, acknowledge. You may not know all these names, but you may have to learn about why Women's League of Legends should be more important right now as it ever. And FlyQuest, thank God, after like a horrible PR on their part last week, finally swooped in and actually helped, which is great. Now, according to Webedia, it's the company that's run the LGC, of course. 2,000 euros per travel to the Paris Games Week. It's a sum, and it's a sum that is not as is a big enough sum to carry all the players and staff. Two North American players, by the way, which hence the FlyQuest situation, is Virtuoso and Starry, and Solingo, of course, cannot cover the expenses. FlyQuest came in, tell them, hey, we're going to spend all the money, and go from there. And all these kind of stuff that FlyQuest clarified that the support is limited to logistics for the finals. The team will continue to play on the Eternal name, as FlyQuest could not commit to a full investment at the stage. But the sources said that the organization remains open to pursuing a long-term partnership if the collaboration proves fruitful. So, yeah, in case you haven't noticed, this Eternal name may not last long. So it could be FlyQuest Red, like they did for the women's CS:GO team, I guess. So, of course, yeah, and of course, it's a comment of the week of like Whipple talking all that shit about the sexist remarks. Yeah, how ironic. On a weekend, it's incredible. The same last week, one of your players talking crap about women, sexist, and players having a period and all kind of stuff. And by the way, I already beat. And guys, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I've already beaten down to the dead horse. So my video, I'm going to put by the way, shameless plug. That video is still up, by the way. It's so ironic that this is the same FlyQuest team whose player talking about all the things about period, women's playing and all kind of stuff. And then here I am, and like everybody else in the community, and like everybody else in there talking about it. And then the same weekend, the next week, yeah, they decided to support the female group. I mean, I just esports, man. I just can't. Esports is weird. Esports is just weird. But considering the backlash they have right now, they decided that hey, we wanted to like showcase our support and all kind of stuff. So at least listen. You can say listen. That's just one player just saying all that stuff and being evil, and the PR and the suspension is flat. Let's be honest. I mean, let's be honest. Whipple saying all that thinking that's bad. This suspension, of course, which by the way takes place this weekend, of course, against Beaver Kings. I think FlyQuest will still win that series. It's also flat as well. So I think FlyQuest deserve a lot of punishment and flack, but they're trying to make it up. But do I believe this makes up for what happened? I don't think so. I don't think they should have punished Whipple a lot harder, of course, during the LTA championship and all kind of stuff. But I did mention about women's sport being treated that way and needed to be supported by some of their teams, and I think FlyQuest are doing that. It's going to help them a long, long way. So do I believe it's going to fix all the problems? No. Women's esports is still treated bad. But I think if FlyQuest can do it, so many other teams, like G2 can do it, Vitality can do it, everybody can do it. So I hope that many other teams and many other content creators can support esports as well. Also, shout out Miss Chim Chim. Hello, Miss Chim Chim. If you're watching this video, hey, give me a holler at me, of course. Oh, she's down south. I think I offended some of the southern people. Oops. Anyways, that should do it for the whole LGC thing. Let's see. I think we have. Are we have more of the news, of course, or I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Also, there's like LFL, of course. Vivo Kins won the whole thing. A lot of LFL, of course, to claim the LFL spots, who take down BDS Academy, and that's pretty much it. And also, Hans Sommer has been in the League of Legends for 10 years. The 10 years. I mean, I remember, the first time I saw Hans Sommer was a 2017 Misfits team that nearly beat T1 at Worlds. But the fact he's playing for 10 years now, it's amazing. The longevity of this kid is amazing. You can click on that interview if you want. And now, Akeem, it is time to conclude this in this short but important video with a little bit talk about the Asia Invitational. Now, for all the teams that did not make it to Worlds, in fact, let's just say some of the teams that did not make it to Worlds, they decided to, let's just make a tournament for all the Asian teams that didn't make it to Worlds and have a little competition and have a little fun with it. Think of this as the NIT for basketball or the TBT, I guess. No, not the TBT is like a pickup tournament or something. But think of it as one of those invitational tournaments that is not like the big championship of Worlds, but it means something for all the teams. It means something. And trust me, when it comes to Asian esports, of course, and League of Legends, they know they're gonna play the game. They're gonna play the game no matter what, whether they're in Worlds or not. They're gonna play the game. And I think this tournament is going to be a beneficial to all the teams to join. Like, hey, listen, your team did not make it to Worlds, but we give you a tournament to like showcase all the stuff and showcase, how they play. Now, these matches will be playing on Bilibili, Doya, and Hoya, the three Chinese big streamers. So unfortunately, we cannot have it on Riot, and it's going to be around that time when Worlds is going to be around. So, yikes! But it's going to be around from October 6th to 12th, and the teams that are there are D Plus, Fear X, Notch and Redfords, and then two other teams from the LPL that are not going to make it. Then Ninjas Pajamas, then G.E.M, then Vikings Esports. And they'll be placed into two groups. And then we'll have a double elimination finals with a best of 3 and then a best of 5 grand finals, which all matches are fearless. And I got to say, this is going to be a fun team. It's going to be a fun. And of course, and the importance, of course, is that this might be Levi's last game. What if Levi is going to leave G.E.M Esports after all he's done for this team in the region? What if some of the Red Force team are going to leave? What if Fear X, Ninjas Pajamas, and all the LPL teams are going to leave? And of course, my battery is about to go low, so that means I have to finish my thought. I think it's a pretty much an important tournament for them and all the other teams to like, hey, this tournament means something, even though it's not going to mean that much. And for the players, for anything for that, to have this tournament being here and to have this tournament being taken place is a huge deal for some of the teams. And let's be honest, we were so close to T1 being there, and it would be like an absolute gigantic drop of viewership and all that jazz. But we didn't, so we avoid disaster. So yeah. So anyways, that's a look. So that should do it to the Flock of News week or the Flock of News Friday. And yeah, so Summoners Cup is being back and being revived. Art is gonna do, G.E.M is gonna do the video. She's gonna do the performance and the ceremony with all the other artists. And of course, Chroma Skins being updated, of course. FlyQuest has decided to help women's esports after a week of one guy talking crap about women's esports, I guess. And then of course you got the Asian Invitational to trying to like help out all the other teams and just let some teams finish out on a high. So that should do it. That's your recap, and that's everything you know about Flock of News Friday. Thank you all for watching and all kind of stuff. Please keep the Summoners Cup as it is, Riot. And I'll see you all next time. Ciao.